Good afternoon, Bermuda. I am delighted to share the remarkable success of the iView National 18th Plus Youth Conference. Engagement with our young adults for this event expanded between July 15th to the 21st. This event has been a significant milestone in our efforts to engage with and empower our young adults. First, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Nadine Henry, our Senior Youth Service and Development Officer. For her and her team led an exceptional program from the Office of Youth Affairs. Your dedication and hard work have brought this groundbreaking event to life, providing a platform where the voices and ideas of our young people can be heard and celebrated. To everyone who contributed to the success of this conference, I offer my sincere thanks. Your support and involvement have been invaluable, and this gathering would not have happened if it was not possible without you. I was truly inspired by the young people who participated. Their willingness to lead, engage, drive change was the heartbeat of this conference. To all the participants, I say that your voices are powerful and your actions will shape the future of our community for years to come. The National 18th Plus Youth Conference fulfilled the National Youth Policy Goal number 7, which aims to foster civic engagement among our youth. Specifically, it satisfied goal number 7.1 by providing a platform for young people to contribute to public dialogue and voice their opinions on proposed government policies. This mechanism of engagement is essential for nurturing informed and active citizens who are ready to influence and lead our society. During the conference, we explored a range of critical topics. Through meaningful discussions, our young people shared their insights on personal finance education, the timing and transparency of scholarships, job exposure opportunities, and mental health support in schools. They also addressed issues such as systemic racism, bullying, and the need for community policing. The feedback was profound and eye-opening, providing valuable guidance for our future initiatives. This event also served as a key component to our national youth policy, building on the insights gathered from our two-day Big Up Yourself National Mini Youth Conference. The mini conference focused on primary, middle, and high school students. This was carefully curated to extrapolate young people's ideas on the future of Bermuda while also imparting knowledge to them that will help them along their journey. We were proud to recognize and celebrate the outstanding achievements of our teens at the Teen Services Outstanding Teen Awards, highlighting the incredible talent and dedication of our youth. As we move forward, I want us to carry the spirit of this conference with us, and we must continue to work together, listen, and act, creating a community where every young person feels valued, supported, and empowered to make a difference on the issue that affects us daily. To the wider Bermuda community, I urge you to recognize the vital role our young people play in our society. Their strengths in technology, their ability to connect and mobilize through digital platforms, and their collective voices are unmatched. We live in times where technology, knowledge, and creativity can transform our communities in ways we have never seen before. The Ministry of Youth, Social Development, and Seniors is committed to the success of our young people. We look forward to more conferences and continued engagement with the National Youth Policy Working Group, providing more opportunities for our youth to express themselves and thrive in our island home. To each young person in Bermuda, I have a call to action for you. Seize every opportunity to learn, grow, and lead with an open mind. Use your skills, your strengths, vitality, and your collective voice to lead the charge for change. Let us not wait for change to happen. Let us be the catalyst for positive change in Bermuda. I would like to thank the panelists of the National Youth Conference who are here today, and welcome the National Youth Policy Working Group Chair, Theo Wolf, to share what is in the works for the next conference and the National Youth Policy Working Group. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a special good afternoon to my fellow St. George's fans. This past Sunday, July 21st, marked a significant moment for the advancement of youth issues on the island of Bermuda. The inaugural National Youth Conference was attended by what I can only describe as a microcosm of the Bermudian community. Students, young leaders, community partners, and government representatives all came together to make this event a success, and I want to thank all involved in the organization of the day for their hard work. Their conference further emboldened the goals of the National Youth Policy and acted as an example of how the policy not only acts as a strategy, but is also a meaningful platform for action. Now, cost of living, antisocial behavior, and diversity and inclusion were focal points to our panelists and attendees who provided salient perspectives and cogent solutions. I'm incredibly inspired by the young people that attended the event and participated in these conversations. These are the very people that have the energy and potential to drive significant change in Bermuda, and I look forward to seeing their ideas, ambitions, and solutions come to fruition. Now, in my time engaging in community and social work, I have been a witness to many conversations, many panels, and many conferences, and we have to recognize that while the National Youth Conference was an immeasurably positive moment for our young people, the work has only begun. The coming weeks and months will be critical in maintaining engagement and converting ideas into tangible impact. While this summer has been sunny and bright, the island and its community have experienced some devastatingly dark moments that we cannot ignore. Together, and only together, we can rise above it. We have the talent, we have the passion, and we have the love to remedy the dark realities that many of us face, but we must be relentless in our commitment to action, accountability, and above all, collaboration if we are serious about reigniting our community. I'm thankful for the Minister and the Office of Youth Affairs for their sustained commitment to the advancement of youth affairs in Bermuda, and I'm confident that alongside the impassioned and brilliant young people on this island, we can accomplish a great deal. Our youth organizations and the young people that lead them are growing by the day, and the messages resonating throughout the conference are clear. We can and must come together for the betterment of our island home, our beautiful island home for that matter. Thank you for your time today, and please reach out to me or the Office of Youth Affairs if you have any questions or want to get involved. Thank you.
Have some questions from the media? Alyssa?
Thank you. Elisa Bernardo with Bermuda Broadcasting News. I just wonder if the Minister, if you could comment on the level of civic engagement that you're seeing with Bermuda's youth in regards to the recent conferences.
There is a huge appreciation for what is occurring with our youth engagement. I do believe that it exists. We just need to figure out ways to just make our community more aware. One of the comments that came through in the conference is the young people being a rare commodity. And with that statement means that our young people want you to know that they are not a rare commodity, that they exist and they're willing to put in the work to share ideas and action, areas of concern or issues that may be surrounding our young people.
Of course. And from conversations that you've had with Bermuda's youth, what are some of their pressing concerns right now?
A huge one, and I can let Thea speak to them as well, but is definitely the support around mental health services. They believe that those services are out of the range of what persons can afford. And so even in their schools, they don't feel like it is enough of a presence where people feel that they can comfortably get support in that area. They also note the area of bullying and the impact that it has on them to be able to feel inclusive and belong in a certain community, but also there was a big highlight on parent engagement as well, and how parents are a trusted source, but also parents need to put in the work as well to make sure that our children are growing up in safe and secure environments.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the minister covered many of the main ones, but I think a big theme was around education and what we can do at the educational level to prepare our young people for the rest of their lives. I mean, if you think about a young person's life, the majority of their time are spent in schools, so we need to make sure that their time is used effectively and that they're actually able to, bear fruits of their labor, on a day-to-day. So I know that that's a lot of the work that we're trying to do as the National Youth Policy Working Group is trying to evaluate education system, both public and private education, and understand where the gaps exist and where we can maybe tackle some of these areas, and all of that kind of translates to employment and then family life and all other elements of being a member of society, which are incredibly important, and we need to make sure that for those times that people are in school, that they're actually, they have a good experience that they can eventually, pull from as they grow and learn.
And thank you. And lastly, what's next on the agenda for the Office of Youth Affairs? And will there be a focus on antisocial behavior reduction in light of recent tragedies?
Yes, thank you for that question. And so the follow-up activity after the conference is to put on a conference to consultation where we will be doing round table discussions to actually action some of the solutions that have come out of the conference, but also to have it remain as a brainstorming exercise as well. And then also the National Youth Policy last year in 2023, we had introduced the progress report of the National Youth Policy. So we will see a second edition of that progress report for 2024. And then we also have a third cohort with the National Youth Policy Working Group, who are eager to continue the work that is contained within the National Youth Policy. I urge everyone in our community to get familiar with the National Youth Policy. I was speaking with some young people today who still do not know that that policy exists. And so we have work to do because that policy is a guiding document for anyone who wants to be able to progress goals for young people in Bermuda. But also it is also very important for us as a government to make sure that we are including our young people by making a statutory youth council body for our young people. I think that is important to make sure that that never goes off the table, that they always have a seat at the table, no matter what government is in place at the time.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Minister. Seiko Hendrickson with the Royal Gazette. You had mentioned that there were several ideas being workshopped on how to tackle things like antisocial behavior that took place during this conference. Were there any that stood out to you and any that seemed to be the most, for lack of better words, likely to come to fruition? And if so, can you break that down for us a little bit, please?
Well, we're definitely still going through a process of understanding, right? Mm-hmm. And you never know unless you are collecting stats. One of the points that actually Theo had mentioned is government has put in place some policies, particularly the minimum wage, right? And also with the signature school programs and the importance of tracking that data to see what the outcomes are of those particular reforms and policies. That was a big solution to see, whether or not these policies, programs, services that we put in place actually are having the outcomes that we would like to see. As far as antisocial behavior, I think our community has come together to definitely show empathy. Sometimes we go on with our lives day by day and we're just living our lives, but we're not taking into consideration what's happening in person's households, what's happening on a day-by-day basis in the lives of people. But people want to be able to know that one of the themes that came out is that we must not just continue to exercise tolerance, we must exercise support. And that was a huge theme that came out, particularly for anyone who's experiencing anti-social behavior. What is our support mechanism look like, and how accessible is it to young people?
Let's see. Excuse me. And the second question is, yesterday in the Senate, Owen Dowell announced that one of his, even though youth had since left his department, he was aware that there was work on a National Youth Council being done. I was wondering if you can please give us an update on that?
Yeah, so I just spoke to that earlier in regards to a National Youth Council. That obviously, when we talk about a statutory council, it is something that has to be legislated. And that's what, when I spoke to earlier, making sure that our youth have a seat at a table, no matter who is in government. That is very important to us as a government, and that is something that we will be working on to make sure that our young people always have a seat at the table, particularly as it relates to government policies and legislation, but overall programs and services as it pertains to youth as well.
I see. Thank you.
So, yeah, it's a work in progress.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you, members of the media. Minister, do you have any closing word?
No, I just want to thank everyone for coming. I want our youth to, continue to make our community aware of the amazing things that you're doing and the energy that you bring and the good solutions and advice that you voice. And don't be afraid to voice those issues, concerns, support for one another, and continue to demonstrate empathy as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes our press conference.